Brown with Radio Free 102.3 KJLH here at the beautiful Pantages Theater for Broadway's smash hit play, Motown the Musical. Now, Motown the Musical tells a story about how Motown owner Berry Gordy orchestrated the musical stylings of his label in order to touch the lives and hearts of millions. With unparalleled artists such as Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye, and who can forget our very own Stevie Wonder, and so many more, created the soundtrack that transformed America with hits like My Girl, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and Happy Birthday. Illustrate the next chapter of Motown's history by delivering an incomparable performance that you surely don't want to miss. Hey, Mr. Gordy, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Now, what inspired you to even put on something like this, put on this musical? What inspired you to do this?
Your boss, Stevie Wonder, of course, and the other people that were so wonderful to me, coming up, they believed in me, and so I got inspired,
What do you hope attendees take away from tonight's performance?
What do I hope to take away?
What do you want the attendees, people in attendance, what do you want them to take away from tonight's performance?
The true story and the entertainment that helped bring a lot of people together, white, black, blue, green, Jews, Gentiles, cops, and the robbers. All of them love Motown music, and that's what thrills me so much.
Now, Motown was all about unifying. You married pop and soul, blacks and whites. Motown completely transformed America. There's a racial divide that's happening across America right now. What do you think needs to happen in order to unify people across America, especially in the city of Baltimore?
Well, obviously, we just played Baltimore, and it was a wonderful experience. I think education and love and communication and enjoying the same things. I think people are much closer today. They may not realize it, but they're much, much closer today than they ever were. And it's because of the progress that's being made. Barack Obama had a lot to do with that, tough time for him, but at the same time, you see black people in commercials, you see them, and it's all something that's been happening over a period of time, and I'm just thrilled that we had a part in that.
Now, you were the man that did quality control. What words of encouragement would you give to the youth if they want to bring quality back to music? Because you were the man all about quality control.
Well, I don't know. I love our music, so the generations come along. We had our way and our method with quality control. No politics, the egos were allowed, and we just had people that believed in themselves and what they were doing, and it was about the work. It wasn't about money and the politics and who likes whom, how good is the song.
What's one of your favorite performances from tonight? What's one of your favorite performances in the musical?
Can I Close the Door? Probably the last song that actually, we wrote 3 songs. That was one. All the songs had to pull the play together, and that was the one that was.
You inspired our boss, Stevie Wonder, okay? How did you do something like that?
I don't know. I was just there before he got there. That's all, because Stevie is one of the premier music people to ever live. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This man is so prolific. He's just a great musical person. The world is so blessed to have Stevie Wonder, and I love him. He's my brother.
Now, Smokey, who inspired you? You are the man, the legend. Who inspired you?
Gosh, baby, I was inspired by so many people. When I was a kid growing up, I think my number one singing idol was Jackie Wilson, Sam Cooke, Clyde McPhatter, Frankie Lyman, Ray Charles, Nolan Strong. You know who Nolan Strong is?
No.
Nolan Strong was a guy who had a group called the Diablos in Detroit when I was a kid growing up, and they were the number one group in Detroit. So I've been inspired by many people. And of course, my mentor, Berry Gordy, who is my best friend.
Are you surprised to see how relevant Motown is still today?
No, baby, I'm not surprised. I feel very blessed that it's that way, but I'm not surprised because on the very first day of Motown, Berry, there were 5 people there, and it included him, 4 other people and him. He said, I'm going to start my own record company. And we are not just going to make black music. We're going to make music for everybody, for the world. We're always going to make music with great stories and great beats. And that's what we set out to do. So thank God we were able to accomplish that.
Thank God, like family, okay? How you doing?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, what brings you to this event?
Well, you know, Charles Randolph Wright, who directed all of this, we were in Dreamgirls together. So I'm so happy for him. And I'm so excited to see what they've done with the Motown sound. I've never seen it, so this is exciting for me.
Now, who influenced you the most from Motown?
You know, you grew up with Stevie and Diana Ross. I mean, it was when I'm aging myself. This was right after the Lord's Supper, but I mean, you had so many people to admire, you know, and it made it seem like all things were possible. You could be a star. You could be in movies. So I thank Motown for that.
What do you think needs to happen in order to keep the spirit of Motown alive today?
Well, I think it is alive. I think underneath all the music, Jay-Z, Kanye West, they still have that beat, you know. No Church in the Wild, all of that is based on Motown.
Thank you, Mr. Vine. Allison, last name?
Sims.
Sims. Now, we are Radio Free 102.3 KJLH, owned by Stevie Wonder. You played Diana Ross. How do you even prepare for a role like that?
Oh my God. Well, you know, okay, I like to call it YouTube University because there's so much footage of like the early Supremes all the way through like Diana Ross performing now, you know. So I studied all of that just to get her essence and capture her essence for the most part. And then I also watched some of her movies just to hear her speaking and all of that, and just kind of had fun with it. I didn't want to give a straight impersonation because at the end of the day there's only one Diana Ross, but you know, I just picked at it and lived with it and just played with it.
Now, Berry Gordy was about quality control. What words of encouragement would you give to up-and-coming musicians, female musicians, who want to bring quality back to the music?
Yes. Well, you know, not only with Hitsville, it wasn't just these artists, but they had this whole school it was like a finishing school. They not only learned how to sing these hit songs around different cities, but they also learned as if they were singing for the Queen or for the King of England. So there was this sense of class and elegance and pride that they had. And that's what I love the most about the Supremes, that they brought back they bring this elegance and this pride. And all the little girls that saw it, they wanted to be that. My mother, she used to grow up and watch, you know, listening to the Supremes, you know, and it kind of set this standard, you know. So I want to just encourage all the young ladies out there to not only follow your dream, follow your passion, but like have pride in it. You know, you're a beautiful woman, you know. We need to see more of that black elegance, you know.
Motown was key in unifying things, whether it was soul and pop, blacks and whites, just completely transformed America. There's a racial divide that's sweeping across America right now, especially in the city of Baltimore. What do you think needs to happen in order to unify people again?
Well, you know what? Music is universal, period. The thing about music is that it can not only entertain, but it can also change like the mindsets and like encourage and inspire, and it's a very powerful thing, you know. So I think just the quality of music, we need to uplift each other, you know. Let's bring back some love into the waves, you know, because it really is powerful, you know, with Michael Jackson, with Stevie Wonder, all of these beautiful, you know, artists that just fed us love.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Have a good night.
I'm sweating in places that ain't Christian.
Kim, how has Motown impacted your life personally?
Oh, yeah. I was pregnant like 17 times off of Motown songs, you know. I ain't got 17 kids. That ain't good. Motown. Girl, Motown before. You don't know nothing about Motown. What you...
I know. Stevie Wonder is my boss. Now, we have to know Motown.
Okay, that is true. With Stevie crazy, though. I tell Stevie, I don't believe he really singing. He doing Milli Vanilli. I don't think that's him. It's been around my life, all my life. It's, you know, my first introduction to soul, to feeling it. You know, I wasn't born in Africa, so I didn't understand the drums. Motown is like being born in Africa. That was our drums.
Now tell me, what do you hope to take from tonight's performance?
I hope to take a number home from tonight's performance. In the show, after the show, that's what I hope. I mean, you really want to know. But I just, you know, I don't know if I want to take anything. What I want to do is live in the past. I just want to enjoy, you know, the music.
Yeah. Speaking of the past, how do we keep the spirit of Motown alive today? How do we do that?
You got to talk to some of these little R&B singers. Don't touch my booty. Hey, I need to holler at you. That's Linda, you know. It's my friend. You hear that? That's the white man saying, get y'all behinds in there. He said, we don't run it like this over here. When I told y'all the show started at 7:30, he about to cuss. Watch, the white man about to cuss. Look, I heard he said ass. I heard. He said, get your ass. See, listen. He said, right now, you get your ass in here right now. You did.
Yeah. Who influenced you the most out of Motown? Which artist?
Who does what?
Who influenced you the most from Motown?
It's hard to say. I love all, of course, of Stevie's music. But I remember that daggone Smokey Robinson song, I did you wrong. My heart went out to play.
Let them use you.
Let
them use you.
And I sung that to my boyfriend. I did you wrong. My heart went out to play. But I lost you. What?
Woo, you gotta do the Jonas.
Price to pay. Hey, hey, hey. I'm crying. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
You forgot the Jodeci. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. See, that's.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I don't sing that music. Did you see me hit that? Did you? What?
Who did that, girl? Who did that? Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you. Thank you. Tell me, how has Motown impacted your life personally?
Oh, come on. I mean, we started out with Stevie singing Fingertips. So the music just spoke to a whole period of time in all our lives when musicianship was important, when music was a form of speaking about what was going on in the world. It was protest music. It was about love. It was about the pain we felt as a culture. And Motown was the place that groomed the artists, that took the artists on tours, had the music, was the whole package.
Now, which Motown artist has influenced you the most?
Well, you know, come on, we're all big Stevie fans. We grew up with Stevie and with Michael Jackson. We grew up with those guys.
Now, Motown was all about unifying people, like you just said, unifying people across the world. There's a racial divide that's sweeping across America right now, especially in the city of Baltimore. What do you think needs to happen in order to unify people again?
Well, I mean, there's a lot. It goes right to a whole group of people that's been disenfranchised. You look at if you take Baltimore, for example, you look at the employment rate in Baltimore. A lot of teenagers with no jobs, nothing to do. You look at arts men taken away from the school. You look at a lot of kids that don't have much hope. So I think it goes back to number one, education, education, education. And I think once people go back to that, I think people will start making better decisions. But you have to have the opportunity to be educated. So,
Thank you, Nolan.